Both of my parents are theater practitioners. Both of them are actors, directors, and they often make their own play, travel around the country, which is India, performing their shows in front of different audiences. That is what I grew up looking at, and I thought that is what I want to do when I grow up. In India, it's not the most common for people to be actors, or especially theater actors, because that's not something that people would do because it's risky. It's not the most stable job. It requires you to be a little unhinged. So yeah, here my parents are. This is what my reality is, and I decided that I want to do the same thing, but not in the country where my parents have already set their base, and I could have done it very easily. I decided to pack my bags and move across the world to London and start drama school here. That's how it goes, right? I am excited and I feel like I'm about to take over this world and everything's gonna happen for me. And who's gonna stop me? Nobody's gonna stop me at this point because this is what I wanted to do, and here I am doing everything that I ever wanted. So I audition for things. I audition for things again. I get rejected. Oh, I get a job. And then I get rejected again. So I started to look at things. I think I auditioned for over 80 things at this point in the last 2 years. It is normal. When you're starting out, it is normal for you to audition, which some might say is a lot of auditions, while others might say, it's not that much. But the success rate is usually not the highest at this point. So it makes me question, am I in the right path? Should I be doing this? Even though I'm just starting out, there are so many other people just like me who want to do the same things, who have the same dreams, who, if not more, are equally trained. And here I am thinking, what makes me stand out? Or what do I need to incorporate within myself to be able to stand out? Do I need to take more training? Do I need to lose more weight? Do I need to look slightly different? Do I need to sound a little different? Do I need to put myself out there more? Do I need to have a following on social media? And there are so many things that come to my mind, and I'm not really sure where to start. And I'm already doing other day jobs to pay my bills, to pay my rent. And that takes up so much of my energy that I do not have enough time left for me to then work on my craft. Here I am thinking everything. I'm just trying to share it with you as well. So, I have got some questions that I would like to think about because I don't think I know the answers to these things, but I would like to think about it. I would like to talk about it because I think it is important that we ask the questions. The first question that I was thinking about was, what makes an artist? Would I be considered an artist if people start to recognize me for my art? Would I be considered an artist if I have gone to drama school? But a lot of people who are artists or actors have not gone to drama school or any sort of art school for that matter. Are they not artists then? How do I define it? Maybe if I have been trained enough, or maybe if my art speaks for itself. However, these are the questions that I have because I do not know what would it mean for me to be an actor or to be an artist. And there are so many interests that I have. I like sculpting things. I like to paint. I like to write. I like to read. I like to. I like to. mm, what else do I like to do? I like to play instruments, and all of these artistic things can be monetized at some point. If I focus on it, it can be monetized. But I do not know if I can call myself a musician just because I play the violin. Can I call myself a sculptor just because I make little clay figurines? Or maybe I can. Maybe I'm not because of the imposter syndrome, or maybe because I'm like, oh, someone else has done it much longer than I have. So maybe it wouldn't be right for me to call myself something that I've only started doing. So I do not know the answer what makes an artist, but I do call myself an artist. And I would like to say that I am interested in the arts. And I know a lot of artists around me, but I think it is about trying to make myself believe that I'm an artist without feeling like an imposter or going like, ah, am I? Or am I just aspiring to be one? Because at this point, I'm just auditioning and I have gotten some work. It's not like I haven't gotten any sort of work. I have gotten some work, but it makes me think that is this enough for me to call myself an artist? When I think about what makes an artist, there is another thing that comes to my mind is what does it mean to be a successful artist? Would I be considered to be successful if I get a lead role in a popular Netflix series, or I'm the next big superstar, or one of my posts gets viral and everyone gets to know that I'm an actor and I get chosen for something? Would I be called successful when I am working as an actor constantly and earning, and I do not really have to worry about money much? Is it about the fame aspects of things? Like, my idea of success as an actor has changed over the years. And even for you, based on what kind of art you do, your idea about what it means to be successful in that field has possibly changed, because change is the only constant. I don't know why I it made me laugh. It is true. As cliche as it sounds, change is constant. And the thing is, I do not know what would make me feel successful. There are so many little wins that I have had that makes me feel successful on different scales. But also, is my art limited to all the little achievements I have? It is nice to acknowledge all the achievements that you have had. However, it makes me again question that, am I an artist only if I have achieved certain things, or if I am constantly striving for things, if I have to constantly produce and become productive and create more and reach more people and do more, and only then I would be able to call myself an artist? What if I want to take a little break? What if I call myself an actor today, but for the next 6 months, I don't do anything? Because that is what happens. That is what has happened, where I would audition for so many things and I wouldn't get anything. So acting becomes a hobby. So can I still call myself an actor? Can I still call myself an artist? I do not know the answer to this, but it's interesting. A lot of people that I know of, as well as myself, place a lot of value on our work and on our art. And I'm not here to say if it's a good thing or a bad thing, because I wouldn't know. And I think it's very human for us to do that. So I wouldn't ever want to be like, oh, we shouldn't do that. And it's hard to keep balance. Like, often we talk about balance, but as human beings, it's not the easiest to find balance in everything. You know, at least for me, that's how it has been in my adult life, where I feel like I'm not able to do everything in a balanced way, because one part of my life would take up more space and would take up more focus than I would be, like, more than something else at that moment. And maybe that's okay. And then there are times where I have auditioned and felt like, if it's not working out, should I just give up? Maybe I should choose something else. And I think in lives of artists, we often feel that way, where we are like, maybe this was not the path for me. Maybe I need to do something else altogether. But that has not been the case in my case. What has happened is that oftentimes I'm told that they liked my work. It's just that somebody else fit the part more. So there are so many other elements that go into making the final decision that's completely beyond my control. And I'm like, who do I blame for this? There is no one to blame. And they specifically mentioned that they liked me. So I guess it's not about me not being good enough. Maybe it is about just not fitting the part at that moment. And it's not easy. It's not easy to be rejected by one thing and then lose hopes and then go again and do something else and then lose hopes again because you didn't get the part again. And it is tiring. And I wouldn't blame anyone who decides that I don't want to do this and do something else altogether, because it is tough. I think we have to find ways to remain creative even when we feel like we're falling apart, or everything's falling apart and nothing's happening. That doesn't mean that you do not acknowledge the disappointment. It's just about finding ways to remain creative when you're being rejected by other people, so that you can still do something creative that's under your control. That's not the easiest thing to do. We live in a capitalistic society and we do spend so much time trying to make ends meet. And I spend so many hours working that I do not have enough energy left anymore. When I don't have any energy, I don't want to constantly focus on putting myself out there. Sometimes I just want to rest. Someone just let me sleep for a little longer because I'm so tired constantly trying to work. Despite everything, who persevere might succeed. But when is it where we draw the line? When is it that we decide that, okay, this is taking up too much from me? I'm only starting out. I know that there are people who have lost hopes and have done something else and have succeeded. Again, what does it mean to be successful? That's a question that I would constantly ask, and it would change over the years, and I wouldn't know the answer to it. Maybe it would be nicer for us to just take our time and understand why we are making art and why we are doing what we are doing. Yes, there have been rejections and moments of failure, but there are also moments where I felt really appreciated for my art. I felt people took their time, bought tickets, decided to get ready to come and watch my show, and then talked about my show to me and found out meanings about the show that I did that I didn't find while I was making it. It was beautiful to understand where I stand in relation to other people, how other people perceived my art, and how that taught me something about myself. I was recently talking to my flatmate about it, where I did not know what my cooking would taste like. And then I started to cook, and I discovered that this is how my cooking tastes like. And I discovered something about myself which I wouldn't have had I not tried it. Then I tried sculpting things as well, and I wouldn't have known how my little figurines would have looked like had I never tried it. What kind of art I would like to make if I don't try. And this way I can figure out things about myself which I wouldn't have. And for me, art is for myself, yes, but it's also something that I want to share with other people. And I do not want to lose connection with other people, and I do not want to become so famous that I start to take people for granted. All those people who have appreciated me mean something to me, and I would never want to take that for granted or take it lightly because it's not a small thing. At least for me it means so much, and that pushed me to continue doing it. The connection that I formed, the feeling of performing a show and then hearing an applause. And it doesn't have to be a house full of audience. Like, even when I hadn't had house full of audience, I have felt so appreciated, and I have felt like the space held me. And these people who do not know me came to watch a show for for the first like came to watch the show where I was in for the first time. And and they allowed me to show my art in front of them. And I would never want to look at people and go like they're just numbers on the screen. And I would want to be like they're people, and in their lives journey I just had a moment. They stumble upon me, I stumbled upon them, and we are a part of each other's life, even if it was just for an hour and I was on the stage and they were in the audience, or vice versa. I guess even when I'm in the audience and I watch someone perform and I think about them forever, I probably don't remember their names, but I still remember their art. And they probably are not aware of me, and I am probably not aware of who they are other than the show that I watched, but it's there. And I don't think I will become the next Shah Rukh Khan or the Brad Pitt or the Kate Winslet or the next Christopher Nolan or anyone of that massive scale. But I also don't want to dismiss my own achievements or my experiences. Again, it's not all about like achievements and stuff, but I don't want to dismiss my experience as something small or minute. Maybe it is about constantly asking ourselves, why are we making art and where do I stand? And yes, it is risky. Yes, rejections hurt. Yes, it's crazy. I think every artist is crazy to be doing it. And I think that's the beauty of it. And And I think I just appreciate art. I just love when people share their love for art, when they share how obsessed they are with certain interesting things, and they want to talk about it, and they want to share it with the world, and they are shining, and they're so bright, and their eyes are twinkling and I am just like, yes, give me all of that. And and I love it when somebody gives me the space to do the same, because yes, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And I think art allows us to learn something about ourselves. Yes, it makes no sense for us to be fighting so much to make art, or fighting so much to just live and survive on a planet that we had no say before entering. I don't know where I'm getting at. What is the meaning of life? Why are we even here? Right? So, a little thing that I would like to say. Once I asked my mom that they started doing theater back in 1990s, and I was like, wow, that was really brave of you all to do something back in 1990s, but it was when it was even less common for people to choose theater. What did you think? How did you plan it? And she said she just did it. She didn't think too much. She just did it. And I can still see her do that. Like, she doesn't think about the end goal. She's just enjoying herself so much. She barely ever worries about anything else. Again, this is not to say that we shouldn't crave for more. Like, I would definitely love to be on a red carpet. I would love to go to the Oscars. I would love to be known. I would love to meet people who know how I've worked, who who talk about me highly behind me. I would love all of that. I would love to be known, but I would also want to do it and not take anything lightly, not take anything as if it's nothing. And in the grand scheme of things, it might be nothing. But in my life, it is everything. Please enjoy the montage of me introducing myself for auditions. Hello, my name is Berkha Bahar. 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 Hello, मेरा नाम बरखा बहार है. Hello, my name is Berkha Bahar. Hello, my name is Berkha Bahar. My name is Berkha Bahar. Hello, my name is Berkha Bahar.